Here. Council Newmiller.
Here.
Council Sutherland.
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I have a motion to appoint Robin Bay to the Planning and Zoning Board?
I make a motion that we appoint Robin Bay to the Planning and Zoning Board.
Second.
Is there any discussion? How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. I'm going to close the regular meeting and open for a public hearing. I now declare the public hearing open for the consideration of the Community Development Block Grant. The hearing will be conducted in accordance with state statutes, Mills Council procedures, and other applicable laws. The hearing has been set and advertised in accordance with the statutes. I would ask that those individuals who wish to address the council on this issue to approach the lectern and state your name for the record. Do we have a report from the staff on this item? Yeah, please.
Sorry, Sabrina Kemper, Community Development Director for you all. I don't think this is one. Sorry, forgot. So the CDBG public hearing is the final public hearing. We had to do 2 public hearings for the finished water storage tank for the grant that we got through WCDA, originally through the Business Council, but that program transferred to WCDA, and this is the second requirement that we had to do for that grant. And I'm going to ask if the Executive Director of WCDA would like to add anything.
No pressure.
You don't have to.
I don't have.
Okay.
You good?
I'm good. Let's move it.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sabrina.
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone in this audience who wishes to speak in favor of this item? And for a third and final time, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of this item? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of this item? And for a third time, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of this item? There being no one to speak for or against this item, I now declare this public hearing closed. At this time, I'm going to open the public hearing for the consideration of the liquor license renewal for Backwards Distilling Company, Bayou Liquors, Diesel's Bar and Grill, Mountain View Sinclair, Maverick number 547, Mountain View Discount Liquors, Hideaway Bar and Package, Uncorked Fine Wine and Spirits, Unlocked Vines, and Wyoming Downs. This hearing will be conducted in accordance with state statutes, Mills Council procedures, and other applicable laws. The hearing has been set and advertised in accordance with the statutes. I would ask those individuals who wish to address the council on this issue to approach the lectern and state your name for the record. Do we have a report from the staff on this item?
We have to. I'll get it.
Thank you.
No.
No report. Do we have any mention, were we good on both of the ones that we discussed? I know that.
The winery was the one that we were,
Okay. We had some questions.
but Chris is also here.
Mr. Volsky, would you mind taking a question? We have a unique situation where we can't inspect your building for fire. So
That is correct. The
Because you
building
don't
is
have a building.
currently under construction, and or I should say the groundwork is being done, but yes, the building itself has not been completed.
when do you expect it to be completed?
I figured this question might come up, so I asked Barnes by Design, who is doing our work for us. They're of course behind, like many contractors are, but they're targeting the middle of October.
That's not bad, actually. If us holding your, I need to clarify, if we vote but hold your license, does that affect any of your business operations?
It would not, because my federal bond is predicated on that building being completed, so I'm unable to actually do any production until the building is done. I can't start anything. The vines themselves are growing, but that doesn't change, say, producing wine, fermenting wine. I can't start federally until the building's done, so no.
Okay, perfect. Does council have any more questions?
Out of curiosity, what is the time lapse between completing the building and the federal bond being granted, if you're aware?
So the federal bond has already been granted. My application to them was that the building was a site plan to be built, and they had granted the federal bond.
So it's contingent upon completion of the
Correct.
building?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I don't have any more questions.
I think we're good.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this item? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of this item? And for a sixth and third time, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in favor of the liquor license renewals for the businesses? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of the item? Is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of the item? And for a third and final time, is there anyone in the audience who wishes to speak in opposition of this item? Seeing that there's no others to speak for or against this item, I now declare this public hearing closed. Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Is there any discussion? How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes.
And Mayor, may we just note that we had actually closed the public hearing before
Oh,
moving on
geez.
to the consent
That's-
agenda.
Thank you. Yes, housekeeping matter. So we'll go ahead and backtrack just a second here. I'm officially closing the public hearing for the liquor license renewals for the businesses. And this time we're going to open the regular council meeting, and we're gonna do it again. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Is there any discussion? How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes.
It's our audience.
Oh, I just scared them off.
They're just after the.
At this time, we're gonna open for open discussion. If there's anyone in the audience who wishes to speak during open discussion, approach the lectern. You can have as much time as you want.
That's on video. No. I'd like to say, Chris, how's your wine going?
Well, you know,
Like the
it's
vines.
the vines are,
The
the
vines are
vines
going.
themselves are doing well. Is that a question you want on the record? You'd like me to go up and speak about it?
Or how long, or, yeah.
Yeah, when can we test it?
Yeah, so I think they're all gonna be big enough to survive the winter. So they're, I'd say almost all of them are at least 3.5 feet tall. They're all healthy. I didn't lose a single one of them, so.
Wow.
So fingers crossed, make it through winter, and if they do, then I got give or take 50 in right now, and that was kind of my test, make sure my trellises are the way I want it. And then we'll probably put in another 100 next spring, so we'll get up to 150.
Wow.
So, yeah, one phase at a time.
Well, that's exciting.
So-
we have time for the sunflowers.
Ooh. Was the warm winter helpful last year?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're cold hardy, so they're supposed to be good down to -37, give or take. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
Pretty good, huh?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
Yeah, as far as council approvals, I would move that we approve the liquor licenses with the exception of the uncorked, unlocked vines. We hold that one on contention that they get the fire inspection before the certificate of occupancy.
Just a point of clarification, we'll still go ahead and vote to pass it, but physically hold the license.
Yeah, hold it until
Okay.
that certificate.
Second that.
Is there any discussion? How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Resolution number 2024-33, a resolution authorizing submission of a local government project ARPA grants application to the State Loan and Investment Board on behalf of the governing body for the city of Mills.
I move that we approve resolution number 2024-33.
Second.
Is there any discussion? How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion for adjourn.
Second.
How does council vote?
Aye.
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 Motion passes.